Well, allegedly, there's this thing happening called this show. I just never get tired of it. I never get tired of it. Do you? Do you get tired of it? Come on, you can be honest with me. While you're being honest with me, I'm gonna go work a little magic over here. I hope. Find this broadcast so I can see the comments and turn that feature on while you're all just gathering. There's so much to do at the beginning of this program, you know. This is just part of it. Now I have to go find it over here. How many people do we think I ideally need to do this show? I see Dawn in the room. She has left a message. A message? It's a comment. It's kind of a message. And she said allegedly, and who knows what it could be. Love the shirt. That's right. It's a nice shirt, isn't it? All right, now hold on. Hey, there's other people in the room. I think that's awesome. Now I have to turn down this. Angie. I'm keeping wonderfully tonight, Angie. Thank you for asking. That's not something I'm often asked. I don't know that I've ever been asked, how are you keeping tonight? Let's everybody look at it. No, wrong. What? Aunt Annie? That's not supposed to happen. Come on, we're not gonna play this game, are we? I guess we are. I guess we're playing a game. So look, I just want to make sure. See? No, that's old. But that's okay. That's an old comment from Nori that I found today when doing testing. Now I don't know how to get rid of it. Okay. So, hi Jill. Jill's here in the room. I'm really bummed now about the comments. I know I could figure it out, but it'd probably be just cumbersome, and you know how it is. I could do it here at the beginning, but I'm just not gonna. That we've got important business to do, and I guess I'm just gonna have to relate your comments the old-fashioned way, just with my old mouth. This is my old mouth. This is my new mouth. Now I know this ain't the first time you've seen me wear these and watch this transformation take place. Now I can't. Things happen when I put these teeth in that are beyond my control. You see what I'm saying? Look, we got Angela Gentile in the room. Look, this is silly. You're from Cumbria, England. That's a place I ain't likely never been nor will ever go. Not in this state. See, the whole physicality, it just changes. Ow! What the hell happened there? I lost all my sense of coordination. All right, and we're back. See how smoothly the transition takes place and how dramatic it is. So we're just gonna, you see, I feel like now I've destroyed my headphones. But look, we're just gonna kick back right now. We're gonna relax because I gotta say, I'm a little nervous. Hi, Sarah. A little nervous, because I gotta get serious here in a minute. So I may as well start easing into that. And no, I don't have a Choose Lynn shirt. But if someone would like to give me one. By the way, I will be putting out after I say what I gotta say, I will be putting out in fact, I need to write it down so I don't forget. If I read that later successfully, it's going to be a freaking miracle. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. All right, so all right, let's just get into it. Then I can get through it, and then we can get on with the fun, hopefully. Thanks, Angie. All right, now look. I don't even know how to transition into this seriously because I've made such a goof of myself. All right, I'm just going to go. Dawn has to leave in 2 minutes. So now that everyone knows that, I'd love to put it up on the screen, but But every time I do this, it just says Aunt Annie. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know how to fix that. Duh. Let's try this again. Watch. Ta-da! It works when you choose the right thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It works when you choose the right thing. Everybody can't hear you in the back. It works when you choose. Yes, it does the things you do. Yes, it works when you choose the right thing. I really mean it. It works when you choose the right thing. See, no, Dawn, I'm not rushing this for you. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. So you're just going to have to watch it later. I love you, you know. But she's asking me to hurry. Not going to happen. Nori's here. Nori, you had a guest appearance on this show already. You missed it, I think. But you can watch it in the replay because you see an old comment of yours was stuck in the queue. And it was a really nice one, too. And everybody got to see it. Okay, Dawn, she's got to run. She gave us the warning. We all knew it. It's not a shock to anyone. Here we go. So we live in a time, obviously, where pasts are creeping up on people, rumors are spreading around, and people are you're seeing all these people, you know, with just stuff coming out. And it's you know, it's seriously messing with careers and stuff. I don't want to mention any names in particular. But, you know, so if you have any sort of a public persona, which as limited as I would say to myself as I have, you start to think, all right, what could happen to me? What's going to happen? And the only thing that I know that's floating out there is a rumor. And so I just want to, I guess I just want to address it. I know that this, you know, this particular little audience, we've just got a handful of people here. It's not going to be any big, you know, it's not like I'm telling thousands of people, but this will be a record of, well, at least he confronted it early. So for whatever that's worth. So I just want to make this 100% clear. It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no. It's just the nearness of you. It's not your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no. It's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms and I hold you so close to me, my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft light to enchant me. If you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you. So, hopefully that makes all of that clear. Next order of business. I need to know if anyone can make me a ventriloquist dummy. I am in immediate need. Now, I've talked about puppets in the past and my desire to have puppets, and I've acquired a few, but nothing that's really the thing I'm going for, right? But now I have the need for a ventriloquist puppet, but not just any ventriloquist puppet. It's got to be the deluxe kind, with the eyes that move and the eyebrows that move, obviously the mouth that moves, the head that turns. Now, other than that, it doesn't matter. What could he be doing? Some of you might be putting it together. Dawn. Anyway, it just, mouth moves, head turns, eyes move back and forth, and the eyebrows move up and down. Other than that, it could be bald and no clothes. That sounds risque. I remember not the day, but certainly the era that I first heard the word risque. Risque, as a kid. Risque. It was probably in reference to a television show or something. Well, see, now, Marion, her negative comment hasn't shown up over here. Here it is. Wow, that's going to be difficult to find. Now, Marion, what if we allowed it to be easy? What if, of the 15 people watching this right now, one of them knows somebody who's got some old ventriloquist dummies laying around, creeping out their kids, going, where do I get rid of these? The garbage men won't even take them. I throw them in the garbage, and they end up on my porch, or under my bed, or next to my pillow. I can't get rid of them. I wish somebody, somewhere, would want these things, because then the curse could be, then I could give them to a good home. Maybe one of you is that person. I gotta play the odds. It doesn't have to be naked. It can certainly have clothing on. Okay, I'm just saying it's not mandatory for my needs. Now, if I did get a really nice, deluxe ventriloquist puppet who looked good, then I could go back to, my lifelong dream of becoming a professional ventriloquist. I did have a ventriloquist dummy when I was young. Who of us didn't? Right? Who of us didn't? Whose was yours? I'm taking your calls right now. Hello? Yes, I never had one. Good joke. Everybody had one. Hello? Yes, I never had one either. Weren't you just the one who just called? Yes. Okay, see, same person. The rest of you I know had one. Mine, Danny O'Day. And in my memory, it was one of the deluxe ones. But then I realized, as I'm looking around for these things, no, they would have given me the dirt simplest one. It probably used a string instead of a trigger. By the way, for those of you on the hunt for me, no strings, triggers, deluxe. Now look, I could go online, and I have, and looked around. So I've looked. I know where I could go, but I thought, what if I know somebody? What if I know somebody who makes these things? It could happen. I'm sure it's not something people go around talking about. What do you do for a living? You don't want to know. No, seriously, I'm interested. I'm telling you. You don't want to know. Come on. Is it some weird job? Yes, it's a weird job. Come on, what? I carve ventriloquist dummies. Gotta go! Pew! And he was never seen or heard from again. Lamb chop. See, I don't know. First of all, that show. Look, Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop were a cute thing when they were in the 50s and all that stuff, but when my kids were young, and it was the show that they showed then, there was this whole thing where the kids marched around and go, this is the song that doesn't end. It just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing not knowing what it was, but they just kept on singing it forever just because this is the song that doesn't end. You see where this is going? You got two kids who watch that, and that's your life for a long time. Na, 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 na. So, you'll forgive my strong reaction to the mention of lamb chop. Bruno, I don't want to learn how to build a ventriloquist dummy. I don't need that imagery in my head, okay? It's like I don't want to know how it works. I don't want to know what you have to do inside your soul to bring yourself to create one of these beasts. I just want the benefit of it. Right? No, a sock. What was? Lamb Chop was a hand puppet. Oh, yes. Lamb Chop was a hand puppet, and I think she was a glorified sock. I believe you're correct. But yeah, no, I'm not a Sherry Lewis wannabe. But I did for a while when I was little study ventriloquism. I had a record from who did Danny O'Day? I used to know. Anyway. And they'd give you these exercises. Dummies can take over the world. We all know that. Marion, that's clever. See, it's humopolitical. I cannot speak. So I shall just use this voice for the rest of the day. And then I can blame this voice on my inability to speak. For clearly, English is not my native language. Am I a pirate? Am I from Ireland? What's going on there? Okay. Angie, that's very nice of you to say, although I don't recall singing on this particular broadcast. Or maybe you're just suggesting that the fluidity of my speaking voice is like a song. If you could put my sentences on a musical staff, could these be played as symphonies? See, you didn't know what you were signing up for when you came today, did you? Ventriloquist dummies. So, I saw squirrels having sex the other day. That was new. Right there on a tree branch. Middle of the day. Kids. Wait, they weren't around, but they live here. I'm like, squirrels. They did not respond to me. So whatever mental judgment I was sending, they didn't care. Squirrels, they're like that. I'm glad I'm not a squirrel. I'm happy to be a brown little hamster. Who's yelling really loudly into the microphone. Okay, I just had to do the laughing part. So this week, I want you to let's not this week. Let's give you at least a little bit of time. In the last month, how many times, for those of you who eat chips anymore, probably none of you. Chips? Bob, what is this, the 70s? We don't eat chips anymore unless they're made out of kale and quinoa. And even then, I'm dubious. Okay, I admit it, I still buy chips. For crying out loud, can I just ask the question? How many of you who do eat chips in the past month have removed a bag of chips from wherever you keep your chips, pantry, cupboard, drawer, whatever, opened them, thought maybe these are stale, taken one, still a little stale, but not 100% stale. Not 100% stale. You don't eat one then, but you put it back. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. All of you? All of you? Wow. I gotta say, that was a bigger number than I expected. I thought maybe a third of you, but every single one. So we got nothing to discuss. Pringles. Jill has the hamster that I do. We all should. It's a good reset when you're taking yourself too seriously. Take your most negative thought and just repeat it into this and let it repeat it back to you until you cannot do it anymore. Problem solved! Okay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So here's another fun fact. I'm just throwing, all I'm doing is I've got this pile of droppings that my brain has created over the past few weeks. They're just they're just droppings. They're droppings. And what I'm doing is I'm picking them up and I'm throwing them at you, one after the other. So that's what's happening. I just wanted to be clear. So that was a dropping. I was at the airport because I was traveling. It's the only reason I'd go to the airport, pretty much. And there's always a lot of hilarious observations to be made at the airport. And generally when I go traveling around, especially internationally, I come back with, so much fodder for the Bob Doyle Show. But this time, it's just this one thing. I was standing in line, it doesn't matter where I was standing, as I think about it. It doesn't matter. I was passed out throwing up in the corner, still as relevant as standing of where I was, because it doesn't matter. Point is, over the announcement, I'm going to use this person's real name because I first of all, I have to use the last name or there is no story. And why not just use the real first name? Come on. It's fun. The truth is funny. Stephanie Bueller, please see an attendant at the gate. Now, if you were born in anywhere near the year I was, that alone, I promise you, you had the same exact thought that I did immediately, and you giggled to some extent in your brain. Right? Now come on, who's doing it first? Who's typing it first? I'm ready to share the winner. What went on in my mind? Now if you missed what I said, that's the danger of multitasking. The Bob Doyle Show is a 100% mental effort. Jane, you're right, but that's not what I'm looking for. Come on. Because that wasn't the first thing that came into my mind. It wasn't like, here's the association I have with this. What's the first thing that popped into my mind when that name was being called out? Somebody, please type it. But you have to do it twice, Marion. Right? With the dots? Come on, you people. You know what to do. I'm not going to feature it until it's done correctly. It would be even better if you put it in quotes. We're going to have a training session. That's what we're going to have to do. No. Look, what I'm looking for is, in quotes, Bueller. Bueller. That's all I needed. I didn't need the movie title. I know the title. That's not what's going to pop into my head when somebody says, Stephanie Bueller, please. I'm not going to think, that movie. No, the first thing that pops into my mind is Bueller. And the idea, and I wanted them to so bad. I'm thinking, you have such an opportunity. You have such an opportunity. Please do it. This is Southwest. You guys have a sense of humor. This is a golden opportunity. When does this ever happen? When does this happen? They're wanting somebody with the last name Bueller. They have to do it. And they did it. They didn't do it. Okay, so, but still. Thank you, Dawn. Jeez. Now see, even when I gave it to you, nobody did until Dawn did. All right, I guess I've got some closure around that. Whew. All right, Marion did it too. But Dawn did it exactly. Yes, I know. I'm sorry I'm loud. I'm sorry I was loud, Angie. I'm sorry I was loud. It's, it's a highly emotional thing. And the one last thing I want to know, and then seriously, I'm going to go about my business, my monkey business. Do kids even care about Happy Meal toys anymore? I mean, because, when we were kids, and toys and meals in these meals were a new thing. I mean, we couldn't wait to get them, right? It didn't even really matter that they were crap. It was just like, oh, it spends in the whole, whatever. I always liked, if it flew, I loved it. That was it. They had those ones where you'd pull a thing, and if it flew, that was my favorite. That was the same with even cereal box toys. If it flew, I wanted it. That constituted a real toy. But a plastic car or whatever, boring. It needed to do something. But and so when my kids were kids, they were many times themed. Like there was a Disney theme or whatever, and there were little plastic dolls or whatever. But in today's age, do kids still get excited about that? Bruno says no. Do they even still do it? They've got to, right? They got to have something in there. But I mean, today's kids, if you don't put at least a Mattel electronic football game in there, they're going to be like, what's this wasted plastic? I mean, it's wasted plastic anyway. I mean, it's entertaining to them for less than an hour. Whatever it is. Winn-Dixie has Star Wars toys. Man, when I was, Steve, 7th and 8th grade, when I was into Star Wars, and like Hardee's and all these places, they had Star Wars glasses, Star Wars themed glasses. I mean, I got so jazzed because there was a time, boys and girls, when the average kid could actually own just about every Star Wars toy there was. Mattel had it all, or Kenner, and you could almost keep up with it. Even a lower middle class child like myself at that time. But now, forget it. There's too many universes. No kid's going to keep up with that. Forget it. It's not even worth talking about. It's so overwhelming. Like, to me, it's like, forget it. It's too much. Not even going to try. But man, I used to get excited when any Star Wars themed toy / glass, anything in a meal. Man, Steve, you just brought up you just conjured, like I'm right there at Hardee's had the Star Wars stuff. You can even probably see the old commercials. Victor, I don't know if you're still watching, but hola. And yeah, the two boys, I think Lego's still going strong. Lego's still a thing. Only it's about 20 times more expensive to play with than it was when we were young. Go to Lego store now. Speaking of Star Wars, Millennium Falcon, $200. Okay. I think these are supposed to be $12 at the most, as I recall. But no, not anymore. Not anymore. Oh, kids. My son, big time Lego. And all his friends. And they have entire rooms dedicated to Lego. I'm sure I'm speaking to people who are going, yeah, I know, my kids too. Lego, Lego, Lego. And there's two factions. There's you put the kit together and you leave it there. And then there's the other faction. You put the kit together and then it's broken up and made into other things in the next few days, which is the way to do it. But then they all end up in one big Lego box. There's no way you're reassembling with the kit again. There's no way. You've thrown away the box. The instructions, cat probably peed on them. Right? Cat always does that. So now you just got all these things and you built it one time. Hopefully you took a picture. It'll last longer. Yeah, it's got to be an iPhone 10. Or these kids today. What? What? I thought this was supposed to be a Happy Meal. Hi, Sean, if you're still out there. Legos are dangerous to feet is true. One time when my son had, I don't know why I'm telling this story. Why not? Why not? We're all just gathered around hugging each other right now, right? This is what this is all about. The Bob Doyle Show, it's a big hug. It's a big group hug. Oh, I like that a lot. The Bob Doyle Show. See, we just need to put it right here. It's a big group hug. Right? Who agrees? If you agree, you know what to do. Tap some stuff. Come on, I'm not seeing any tapping. Well, now I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, I guess that's just as well. Oh, yeah, Legos. Haha, I remembered. My son had a pirate one. He was little tiny at this time. He had a pirate set, and it had a little parrot, a little Lego parrot, and he played with that parrot for, I mean, just you know how the kids, right? There's 8 million Legos in the thing, and there's this one little accessory that's supposed to sit on a brick, and that's the thing that gets all the attention, right? So obsessed with the Lego parrot. Well, and when he couldn't find the Lego parrot, you know, it's as if it was a kid's, you know, favorite bear or whatever, right? It was that much. So, and one day, the Lego parrot was just gone, probably down the vent, and he never stopped talking about it. We ended up, I think, years later, when it was like a joke, it was so long and he was so much older, we found a Lego parrot at a Lego store or something like that as a spare part. And that's the end of the story. And that's why this show is shared hither and yon. And why all the big networks are watching this going, that Bob Doyle Show, I don't know what it is, but it's got a certain je ne sais squat. And we will tell everyone. I don't know why these executives have a French accent, or a poor one. They're clearly not really French. They're just putting on a bad French accent. Accident in emergency room with foot injuries caused by Lego stuck in foot. Wow, that's a coincidence. That's the title of my new book. That's right. Yes, accident in emergency room with foot injuries caused by Lego stuck in foot. The latest in a series of works by me, Bob Doyle. Not so much a law of attraction book. It's more or less it's a book about Legos and stepping on them. But metaphorically. See? Metaphorical Legos. Because you see, don't we all construct our life out of little plastic blocks that interlock with one another? And don't we sometimes start our lives with an idea of what the set should look like, and then we have to improvise? We've lost a piece. We stepped on one. Something's broken. What do? We have to roll with the punches. We build our own set. So that's not at all what this book is about, but it's a fun thing to think about. All right, well, look, I've clearly lost my mind, so I'm going to go on the search for it. I think I saw it over there by the door about 5 minutes ago. It peeked in, and I got a glance at it, and it scurried back out. So I'm just going to go grab that and do the rest of my day, and I expect you all to do the same. Sorry to end the group hug. You guys can keep hugging each other while I'm gone. That'd be great. I just...